Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 13 today. We're still with Brechin and we've got a big transfer deadline date before Peterhead away. Now, we expected this game to be bigger when we finally announced it at the end of the last episode, but the home side have fallen away. We are flying still and it is becoming a very close two-horse race at the top of the table. Last season's relegation favourites in us and last season's basement team in Albion Rovers. They survived via a playoff. Now they're the top of the league and the champions elect, and we're trying to hunt them down. So if you're looking forward to that one, please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily FM21 content from 2 stories, as well as regular live streams too. But there's a few bits of bad news off the pitch as well, and 13's unlucky for some, isn't it? So I found a bit of a problem here. Before we go and talk about the episode itself, with trying to get a job, which we've talked about before. So I'm looking at Scottish League 2, which, just to confirm, in competition reputation in game is 122nd. Now, the National League North and South is 140th. We ourselves are at a club with 1.5 star reputation. Most of the clubs at the bottom of the National League and in the National League North and South, 1 star reputation. If we go and have a look at our own profile, we're now almost 1 star reputation. We've got 1 coaching badge and we've almost completed our second. But we cannot get an interview or a shortlisted opportunity for anything. We've tried Northern Ireland. We even tried TNS in Wales. We didn't get that. We tried a couple of National League North and South clubs. And I'm getting a little bit worried now. Because as you've seen with the way Albion are flying, I'm not sure we're going to be able to win the league this season. And if we don't and we fail to get promoted, I don't see a way out, because Brechin has made it very hard for us to get another job. And I've never experienced that before in England, Northern Ireland, and I didn't expect to in Scotland. So I find that a bit strange. So let me know if you've had a similar experience. And as we do that, I'll take you through the 5 games that we've had throughout the month of January. So we've got a home draw against Edinburgh City. Unfortunately, we were pegged back in the 93rd minute here. James Rose with a goal, Collins with what he thought was the winner off the bench, but it wasn't to be. However, we did bounce back with a 3-0 win away at Stirling Albion, a Rose brace and Mark Malley with 1, a 3-2 win against Cowdenbeath, this time Malley with 2 and Rose with 1. And from the next one, you'll start to see some more unfamiliar faces. So we've got a couple of new signings, but it did not help against Stranraer, a 2-0 defeat against the side who are bottom by a million miles. And I'm not quite sure what it is about them. They pushed us to a 6-4 in the first game at home, and they seem to have our number for some reason. So I'm not quite sure what's caused that. We did bounce back though with a 1-0 win at home to Elgin. Thomas Collins got that goal. And we've got some January signings to talk about as well. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Let's go and meet the new boys. So firstly, the bad news. Matty Todd was recalled, again due to a positional problem. He's not coming back. We've already had the 4 loans for the season. And even though he's the same player, it counts as a different loan. So when he tried to get him in, he had the same as Macavora. He couldn't do it. Ryan McRitchie is being talked about at the moment. A good centre-half that they're looking to bring in. So we'll see how he gets on. But we have already got 2 names to add to the squad. One has left in Gordon Terrell. A left winger. Did come on in the last game, ironically. But he's now left the club. He's gone to Camelon. He was a greyed out player at the start of the year, don't forget. The director of football offered him a deal. And he did okay for us. 5 games, 1 goal and contributed. The loan deals, of course, for MacArthur and Makita have been extended. Aidan Berries has not. He has gone back to Kilmarnock for the rest of the season. And it does leave us with a bit of a problem, because the 2 new signings are a centre forward and a centre midfielder. And we're really struggling for width at present. So we've got Russell Dingwall who's come in. 4-star ability striker, 5-star potential. Arguably the best poacher at the club ahead of Mark Malley. I've not brought him in just yet. He's very new and he's been needed in central midfield due to injuries. But he might well be a big lifeline for us up front. I don't know if I want to break Malley and Rose. But with this guy, it's a big step up. And I feel like I might have to. He comes in from Airdrie. And then from Queen of the South is Michael Wardrope. 3.5-star ability, 4.5 potential. A natural replacement for Matt McCormick, who's out injured with that leg break. Still going to be a couple of months and he's a ball winner. However, he's been awful the first couple of games. Now, whether that's settling in, whether that's just a little bit of getting used to your teammates, gelling in, getting match fit again, I don't know. But there were worrying, alarming signs in his first appearances. So we'll wait and see how that goes. But otherwise, all looks okay. So we're back to see if there's any more magic. We've accepted the invitation to take part in deadline day. We know there's a centre-half potentially coming in. but where are those wingers? Makita stays, he's coming back from injury, but have we got anyone on the right? Let's skip to the end of the day and find out. 9:15am, first signing of the day is done, and hopefully, if Pat Nevin wants to do more, that frees him up to do it. His attributes are still there, he's still doing well, he's still trying, he's still professional. And he's brought in 22-year-old Ryan McRitchie, 60 quid a week. I think he's just a new backup centre-half. It looks exactly that. MacArthur was that previously, but he's now out to right back. So this guy on the cheap does the job for us. He's got no standout attributes, but he's got a very good mix. He's pretty much 8s and 9s across the board for everything we need. And as a third or fourth choice, I'm really happy with him. So we're going to go and add him to the squad. There's still a few spaces if we need it. We're also going to ask Banner to welcome into the club. And we're going to skip ahead through the rest of the day. Is there any more magic incoming? Albion Rovers have been signing players from the old firm teams on loan. So we really need to up our game if we want to win the league. Well, another pretty quiet January transfer deadline day for the man himself, Pat Nevin. Now, normally that wouldn't concern me too much, but the fact we haven't got a natural right midfielder at the club is a worry. It means we're either relying on Thomas Collins to go out there, or Ryan Cinnamon for the rest of the season. One a striker, one a right back. So I'm going to say I'm disappointed with deadline day. I want Pat to know exactly where I stand. Let's skip ahead to Peterhead and see if there's any consequences. We are back to face Peterhead, and Tyler Makita is back fit, which means we can adjust slightly. We had got Dingwall there, and I'm going to go for it now because Malley's not scored in a couple. So I'm going to chuck Dingwall up front. On paper, the best striker. In central midfield, I'm going to bring back Kieran Inglis. And then on the left of midfield, Tyler Makita back in. What that does mean is we've got a slightly stronger bench. And I can bring back in McRitchie as well for McLaughlin. And that's about as strong as our bench has been, in fairness. Arguably, Critchley could come into centre mid, but Inglis has played better generally. And what I am a bit worried about is Wardrope's form. So I'm just going to try and get him a little bit more confident. He's settling in at the club. So let's just encourage him, see how he gets on. And this is our 11 for today's game as a result. A couple of the new signings in. We've gone for Thomas Collins above Cinnamon on the right wing. May well live to regret that, but we'll wait and see. We've got Mackenzie in goal, the experienced keeper. MacArthur, now the regular at right back due to Berry going back to Kilmarnock. We've got Woodcock on the left, Sturrock and Banner at centre half. I'm even tempted to bring Church in at left back, to be honest. There's not much between them, but Church always plays poorly when he comes in, so I'm sticking with Woodcock for now. We've got Thomas Collins and Makita on the wings. Makita just back from injury. Thomas Collins now having to deputise as a winger. Wardrope alongside Kieran Inglis in the middle. And Dingwall taking the place of Mark Malley up front alongside James Rose. Into the game we go. It's Peterhead v Brechin. Can we come out on top? And can we start to push Albion for the title? Second place is going to be a dodgy finish. So we've got to try and stay above that. But on paper, this is still a very good Peterhead side. Gary Harkins has caused us trouble every single time. We know the goalkeeper's very good. We know there's plenty of other stars in this team. Ross Perry a star as well. We know he's great. So let's go and get them out there impressing us. Let's try and get them doing their best. And as we get into the first half, we'll be hoping that the Peterhead slump continues and that Albion drop points to our expense. As Woodcock goes long over the left-hand side. I tell you, Dingwall's up there. He must have thought he was offside because he just stopped and waited. And I can't imagine any other reason for that. Bassi, the goalkeeper, goes long. Lion straight in. It's so poor. It's so poor defensively. How are we getting beaten by goalkeeper's assists? Over the top. Banner was nowhere near it. And we trail 1-0. Albion Rovers have taken the lead. And we could be watching the title race slip away live on camera. As McNiff's got a throw in on the left-hand side to Skelly. Peterhead have been utterly dominant so far, and Banner picks it up at the back. And this is something we've seen this season, and it happened with our other poor spell as well. It only took one signing into the club, and it completely derailed us. But with the injuries, we can't do anything else. Collins tries to cross here, and McNiff gets there as it's blocked. It doesn't even reach the penalty box. And a long ball forward finds Lyon. It's been complete dominance. Peterhead looks so comfortable. They've got so much time on the ball, and they're in down the left again with Skelly. There's one unmarked in the box. Instead, he goes back, though, to Samet. He's got time there. Finds McNiff, the left back, into Strachan. Nobody follows him. And it's deflected in. It's tiddled over the line, basically. And with 16 gone, this is turning into a disaster. Where on earth have these away performances come from? Away at Stranraer, the side with barely a win all season, we were pathetic. Here, it's been dominance from the home side. They should be more than 2 up in truth. I mean, we've only got 10 to the break now, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I don't know how we get back into it. Of course, we're really struggling with the goals coming from that left-hand side on the second occasion. We don't have a right midfielder to close down. Our right back is new into the first team because both of the right-hand side players have gone back to their parent clubs. And we haven't got a big enough squad to cope with that. Which is why I was desperately hoping we'd get a move before the January window, or before the end of it certainly. We're going to get the lads motivated. We're going to absolutely scream at them. But I don't see how we come back, as again, it's down the left-hand side, Peterhead work a chance. Brown shoots, it's in off the crossbar, it's a thunderous strike. But every goal is coming from that same area. We haven't got a right back that's been in the team regularly. We haven't got a right midfielder at all. And it shows. It's 3-0 Peterheads, and it's been utter dominance. They've had 3 shots on target, yes, but they've had 9 shots, they've had nearly all the possession, and this is going to be some comeback if we get a result from here. As Inglis finds Woodcock, the left back. Switches it across to Wardrobe. He's got time in the middle for Inglis, but we're being forced back, and now it's to Woodcock on halfway. He goes over the top. James Rose is in. James Rose misses the target. I think the keeper got a hand to it. He did tip it wide. But James Rose doesn't miss them normally. A real concern for us this performance. Wardrobe puts it in. Dingwall's up. Doesn't get anywhere near it. What on earth is going on here? Here is Dingwall again. Chases it back in fairness. Finds Banner. And it peters out just like that. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Peterhead's expected goals tells its own story. 3-0. We're going to make changes. But what a performance. What a time to do it. Thomas Collins has been the joint worst player on the pitch. Only Mackenzie worse than him actually. So we're going to bring on Cinnamon on the right wing. What else can we do? In the middle, Inglis has been poor. Critchley on for him. Maybe even Gould, actually. He looks motivated on the bench. And Mark Malley will come on for Dingwall, who might be rated the best at the club, but certainly hasn't performed like it. 3-0 Peterhead. We're going to go attacking. We're going to get all of the instructions on here. We're going to be more expressive. In transition, we're going to counter-press. We're going to quickly distribute. We're going to get further up the pitch, and we're going to prevent the keeper distribution. So either we're going to come back remarkably or we're going to lose this 6 or 7. Well, 15 left and it's made absolutely no difference. How can we not even get worse defensively? We're not even moved shape. MacArthur's been done by a 1-2. Skelly's got the pace on him. And this is becoming really frustrating. It's 4-0 to Peterhead. We haven't lost the game heavily for a long time. And you can say about going attacking now. We were 3 down before that. We lost 2-0 at the bottom side and the away form has just dried up. And it all happens as soon as we make one signing. And I don't get how a squad can be so easily unsettled. Going back to the start of the episode, as Rose looks like he will score a goal at last, I really don't understand how we're not getting job interviews in the North and South. A higher reputation league, a higher reputation club, and we got badges under our belt now. And we can't even get shortlisted. It's really, really strange. We have got the consolation. We've actually had more shots on target now. But that changes nothing. Peterhead have thoroughly deserved to win this. A brilliant performance. I think Albion Rovers are still ahead. I've not seen anything on the contrary. And that means that we're going to be 5 points behind. The title race is gradually slipping away. MacArthur over the top to Malley. Can we get a second? We can't. It's greedy from Malley. He just had to lay it to Rose, who's screaming at him there, and rightly so. He passes it. He's got an open goal to tap into. Wardrobe puts the corner in. Cleared away at the front post by Samet. And Skelly will get there. He's got a defence to run at. And he could make it 5 here. Thankfully for us, the final whistle goes in time. And it's just 4. But that is absolutely embarrassing. I'm actually going to throw the water bottle because that was pathetic. I don't know why a lot are demotivated. They've got to understand that there's consequences to playing that poorly. It's a disappointing defeat to another side in the bottom half. And let's go and see what Albion have done and where that leaves us. So Albion have won 3-1. Declan Byrne has putting them away for fun. He's got 28 in 23. Funnily enough, he's actually one of their worst rated strikers, but he's still putting them in at more than a goal a game. We're now 5 points behind. Thankfully, those behind us aren't catching too quickly. But it looks like it's becoming a one-horse title race, doesn't it? The goal difference is the big killer for us today. We've dropped behind by 5. But I don't really know what to say about that performance. It just came out of nowhere, the same as the Stranraer ones. We'd been so good. I mean, look at the form. We'd been so good for 5 games. And then we just throw in these odd, weird ones. The 2-1 at Edinburgh City. In fact, every game we've lost away from home, bar that little 2-game run at the start, were away games. We lost away against Peterhead, away against Edinburgh, away against Albion Rovers, away against Stranraer, away against Peterhead again. Thankfully, we've got 2 home games coming up soon, but we've still got the trip to Annan before then. Of course, there's more problems than that for us as well. The dynamics are down to good, which is a slight concern. We've got big problems in terms of no right midfielder at the club. Losing Matty Todd is such a massive disappointment. Why he was recalled, I'm not quite sure actually. If we have a look at the staffing and the job centre, just to see if any other jobs have popped up this week, it doesn't look like it. Not attainable ones anyway. So we are going to have to make do here. We are definitely going to be in the playoffs. But if we don't finish top, I can't see us winning the playoffs. Looking at League One, it's a stronger league than last year. Clyde are a team in 9th place, and it looks fairly certain it will be them. They've got the likes of David Goodwillie up front, and if you look at him, he is a top quality player. He's a Scottish international. He's not far past his prime, and he scored 80 goals in 150 for them. Loads of EFL experience, and we don't compete with players like that. We haven't got that quality. So the playoffs would be a lost cause, and I'm not quite sure how to explain it. But we are falling away drastically away from home. It is really becoming a big problem. So if we look ahead to when we're going to next be back, I think 2 of the teams I haven't covered yet this season are Stranraer and Elgin. So if we do those 2, depending on how the league's going of course, that looks like the next fairest way to do it. Of course, in the meantime, if we do miraculously get a job offer, maybe the B licence makes a difference. I don't know. But we'll come back for that, of course, if it happens. If not, we've just got to hope that Albion start slipping up, they start seeing the finish line, or perhaps we find form again, because it doesn't look good with the new signings. And it's the first time since the start of the season where we've got positions we haven't got a player. It really is cause for concern. But if you did enjoy this episode, a disappointing deadline day, and even more devastating performance on the pitch, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know if you're doing something similar, if you've had any trouble getting jobs or job offers. I was expecting to perhaps have to build my way up Scotland. Queen's Park didn't shortlist us though. We can't get offers for 1-star jobs to go for an interview. I'm really in a little bit of a difficult situation here. So maybe we're at Brechin for the long haul, who knows. If you want to stay up to date with the series and all the content across the channel, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily videos release on the channel, including episodes from this series and from Bangor City as well. And you'll also get notifications every time we go live with our new long-term live stream series. Finally, you can check out the podcast channel I'm part of in the eye above, loads of interviews with professional footballers, a more fun, relaxed championship prediction show every single match day, and much, much more, including manager specials, topical podcasts, plenty of fun stuff to get your teeth sunk into. But a big thanks for watching this one, your continued support with the series and with the channel in general. I'm aware at the moment that it's sort of up, down in terms of mood per episode, but hopefully we'll get our big break soon. We've got to keep doing well with Brechin, keep pushing on, and fingers crossed we'll then get what we deserve. But I'll see you next time to find out if it's then, but I've got a feeling we're going to be here for the season. See you next time.